Willissy says, good evening. Good evening to you too, Willissy. Thank you for joining. Hopefully this evening's setup will be better than last night's disastrous one. How have you managed in the heat? Oh, Willissy, I don't know. I don't know. Might be. David says, good evening, Lisa. Good evening, David. Hope you and Vicky are both okay. Melissa says, not too bad. We had the windows open all night, which purged all of the... Oh, urged all of... Let's have a look. Yesterday's heat. Back to work tomorrow. Certainly been hot, hasn't it? Far too hot for me. David says, we're just a little warm. Yes. Yes, it's rather warm. There's sun in my garden till about midday, and then it gradually leaves and becomes shaded, so it's nice that I was in a nice cool breeze. David says 39 here in North Lincolnshire. Oh my goodness. Do you know, I didn't even look at what it was today because I just knew it was way off the scale and I didn't like it. Though I looked at my car driving here and it says 30. Sorry, I keep coughing. That seems to be today's new ailment. I did another lateral flow test today. What do you reckon? Do you think it was positive or negative? What do you reckon? Willissa says negative. Let's see what the others say. David says negative. Well, I'm actually positive. And there's actually no rules. I thought you had to stay in. Well, I mean, it would make sense not to go near other people. I mean, there is only me here by about a mile in any given direction, if not further. This wasn't my first choice of location. I was going to be further down. Melissa says, that is fair enough then. Yeah, there aren't any firm rules anymore about isolation. I thought there was, which is why I kept saying I'm confined to barracks, because I thought I was. But no, you can do what you like apparently. But there's no way I would go anywhere near people being positive. No way. everybody else at home still positive as well. See if I missed any messages while that car came past. No. I'm sat in, and I've got both windows open, and I'm sat in a lovely breeze. Probably the coolest I've been all day. Rain tomorrow, though, isn't it? Or tonight? I'm not sure when. Don't the grasses, or the grass, look pretty with the sun on it? So I'm just sat here looking at it and thinking, oh, that'd be quite a nice photo. You look a funny fly, you can go. What about all the awful fires? David says, oh, yeah, David says, Vicky says, where are you? I'm up at Reps. The road that goes to Reps. Dennis says, good evening, Lisa. Good evening, Dennis. Willis says, lovely. I think that's referring to the nice cool breeze I'm in. Glass says, how do you manage your shopping online? Like everybody else. Well, the fire, there's lots of fires. Willissy, there was one at Barton Turf today. Not very good. I think a couple of cottages got caught up in that. And then, of course, poor London. You just can't imagine it, can you? Awful. This is definitely a far nicer location than last night's. Willissy. Willissy says, oh no. That's scary, as Barton Turf is a swallowtail breeding area. Hope the people in the cottages got out unharmed. It's not good, is it? Oh, siren. A siren. Last time I did a live here, there was a siren go past. And usually I say, we don't have that many sirens out here. But of course today it's been endless. Let's see. I'm going to be nosy, see where it is, what it is. I can't see it. Right, I've missed some messages, sorry. Dennis says, it's still 36 here in Doncaster. What is it with you? It's 30, Dennis. Zoe says, we normally go into town shopping Tuesday morning, but we're going tomorrow when it's cooler. I don't blame you at all, David. Stephen says, I bet you're happy to be out of the house. I'm thrilled to be out of the house. Absolutely thrilled, yes. Yeah. Willissa says, heat stroke, I assume, or someone illegally using barbecues. Do you mean for the London fire? I don't know. I wonder if that's what they thought started it. I don't know the full story of the London one. I've just been watching it on Sky, but it's just too awful to watch. My daughter heard somewhere that I'm trying to think what she said. She said it just takes a stone in a field when they're combining to start a fire, like a flint, spark from a flint. Which is right, isn't it? Stephen, I'm still testing positive for COVID, and I read the rules because I thought you still had to isolate, and because I've got this countdown thing on my NHS app, you see, for how many days, and I think I've got 3 days to go, and I thought I had to isolate, but no, it seems you can go, there are no rules, and you can do what you like, which just seems ridiculous. I mean, the first few days of being ill, there's no way I could have gone out anyway. But obviously I feel so much better now. But I'm, there's nobody here. I'm in the middle of fields, probably a good mile from any properties. Although actually saying that, there is a cottage right down fairly close to where I am. But I mean, I'm not going to infect anybody sitting here doing a live. Good luck to anybody who wants to be near me. Knowing full well I am positive. I should have brought my my lateral flow test, shouldn't I, and held it up. If anybody came over to speak to me, I hold my lateral flow test up. See, my brain's still affected, isn't it, when I'm talking? Willis, says, Stern's not too far away. No, that's right, it isn't. It's not too far from here. Nor is Repstaith too far. I've got the sun shining and I can't read what that says. Right, if I'm pronouncing this wrong, does it say, is it Ribson? Sorry. Because this, as you can see, I'm facing the camera straight to the sun. And of course, that's obscuring my view of the comments. I'm very well, thank you. I can see it says rib. We'll keep to rib if that's okay with you. I'm very well, thank you. Still testing positive for COVID, but so much better than I was. Glass says, would you say that most of the properties on the Broads are $1 million plus? Ones that are facing the water probably are. Anywhere near the water, yes, probably. But in the areas, away from the river, no, they're not. They're nothing like that price. But prices are going up because everybody wanted North Norfolk properties like Wells, Stiffkey, and And so that pushed the prices up, but all the properties are taken. So people are moving further down this way now for their property. So prices are going up. Willissy says, Reps is more of a crossroads than a proper village. Yes, it is really, isn't it, if you think of it like that? Yes, there's two sides, isn't there? Like Potterhome, two sides to that. There's the holiday side, and then there's the residential side with Potter. David says, looked at the Yarmouth webcam today. A lot of brown grass on the seafront. I'm sure there is. Bowls Greens, probably. Willis says, you've got Reps and Bastwick. I have. Glass says, lucky people. Beautiful Broads. It's a beautiful area, isn't it? It is. Willis's Hemsey is similar in that respect too. The whole... you mean... sorry. Being a holiday side and then the residential side. Yes, most definitely. But it's nice. We need the holiday industry. Oh, more sirens. Wonder what that is. If there's anything important, my daughter will text me, I dare say. Yes, Willissy says, yes, you have the chalets and the amusements down that one street, which is Beach Road, which you're calling Little Yarmouth. It is indeed Little Yarmouth. And then you have the actual village with the co-op church and houses. It's a lovely evening. Thank you to those of you just joining us. David says he's looking forward to Hemsby in 6 weeks' time. Time just goes so quick. Unbelievably quick. Neil says, where are you parked, Lisa? Well, I'm in the middle of nowhere. That's how it seems. My panoramic views are of fields, but basically it's Reps with Bastwick. Willissy says, I seem to always end up in Hemsby if my housemate suggests a day out. I like Hemsby Beach. I also like the Marhams, I have to say. A very quaint set of roads that were full of holiday properties, people's pride and joy. And over the years, one by one, the roads have been lost and the houses have been taken by the sea. And you've all seen the photographs on TV. But I love that. I love the peace and quiet of the Marhams. Willis says, I like Hemsley Beach Cafe. Oh, by the lifeboat? Is that the one you mean? Felicity says it's similar to Haysborough, but an oddly tranquil. I do wish it wouldn't go off my screen so quick. Tranquil place. Yes, I feel with all the same cars coming back again. Look, I feel Hemsby is, well, the Marhams in particular are so peaceful. Unique view, a fabulous little community along there. The holiday properties, or some people's actual homes, nestle into the dunes. It's just idyllic. And to think, you know, there were so many roads along there with houses each side, and now there's one which there's not many homes on, and then you've got another section. Or is it just one road now? I think there's just one road. Martin says, good evening, Lisa. Evening all. Another great sunset. Well, I'm hoping for something spectacular with these, or with tonight's sunset. I hoped last night would be spectacular colours, but it was very disappointing. Willissy says, Doggett Lane in Haysborough reminds me of the Marhams. I don't know that road. Apologies for my coughing. If any of you don't know, I've got COVID. So each day there's some new ailment to add to the list. Today it's bloodshot eyes and a cough. So it's such a glamorous look today. But thankfully all the nasty symptoms are going. The headache was horrendous. That has gone. The dizziness, I don't want to speak too soon, but that was really awful as well. Today's the first day I've not felt dizzy. If I'd felt dizzy, there's no way I would have driven. So hopefully, I do feel I'm definitely over the worst of it. Yeah, it's just what other little things want to come along and join the party, I suppose. Melissa says, it's a lovely walk from the lighthouse to the lifeboat station, Haysborough, in the direction of Eccleston Sea. Yes, I do know that walk. That's beautiful, isn't it? I filmed there. Must have been last summer. I filmed the walk. And that I was there just after the latest dramatic land loss, erosion into the sea. Stephen says, I have walked from Hemsby to Great Yarmouth. That's a good trek, isn't it? Is that along the beach, Stephen? I've walked along the beach from Caister to Yarmouth, but it's not exactly far. But yeah, I have done that. It's nice when you walk along the beach from one place to another. You get a real sense of how the land or the coast shapes itself round. Oh, Martin. Martin says, I've had a very sore throat for 4 days now. Oh, I hate to say it, I think you might be doomed. That's how I was. Ulysses says, wow, Stephen, you must have been tired. I agree. It's hard work. If it was on the beach, it's hard work walking on the beach. I mean, you've got to walk on the firm sand, haven't you? Then it's easier. Sort of the wet sand. I like the beach. I used to stay in somebody's caravan. Looked out to sea. That was very nice. I'd look after it for them. And I'd walk. That was my very early days of filming, that was. Stephen says, yes, it took a while. I was looking after a friend's dog for a few days. Oh. The pillbox at Caister still isn't totally submerged. It's funny because over time it gets covered up, and then there'll be some terrific storm one winter and it all gets exposed again. And there's the door. If the sorry, storm takes away lots of sand, you can see the door to the pillbox just lies on its own. Willis says, think the furthest I walked was from Helsden to Whitlingham Broad. That's a long way. I walked round Whitlingham Broad and that nearly killed me. No, that was, let me finish that story. That was a day I was out with some photography friends and we filmed 3 different places in the morning. John says, good evening. Good evening, John. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're well. I'm still positive, by the way. Yes, that I'd been to some marshes first. Now, which ones? I can't. There is of course, there's a video on it. I can't think, but 3 different places anyway. And, you know, it's like a route march when I'm out with them. Sorry to any of them if they're here watching. John says, sorry I'm late. You're not late, John. We're waiting for sunset. That's what we're waiting for. Could be a while. How did you cope in the heat? It's not pleasant, is it? It's so quiet and still. I don't know what I was expecting after a very hot day, but still seems quite a bit of traffic going past. Well, not past here on this little road, on the next road along. This is the old original road. Down to probably Reps and Thurn. John says, my flat is hotter than Satan's bedroom. You lot on here, you do make me laugh. Some of the things you all come out with. got a whole array of drinks with me for the duration. At least I haven't got to contend with a wall tonight and holding my phone out of the window. And oh my goodness, what a kerfuffle that was. There's a nice cool breeze. It's definitely getting cooler. David says, how would he know? Oh, how would... Oh, when was he last there? When were you last there, John? Just because I'm out and about doing this evening doesn't mean I'm going to be out and about tomorrow. I'll be back home. John says, haha. Saps all your energy, doesn't it, COVID? Something simple. It just seems to be such an effort. I'm trying to think of an example. I'm sure something happened today. If I think of it, I'll tell you. Wish the cough would go. John says we go way back. Martin says 13 days until we set sail. We're going to be looking out for you, Lisa, to see if we can make it onto one of your shows. Oh, well, I hope you do pass me. Used to always be the case that I'd always be at Ludham, because that's where all the action is. But I tend to go to other places now. You can tell we're all, because all of us at home have got COVID, and you can tell who's feeling a bit better compared to the ones who aren't. The ones who are feeling better have already started online shopping. That's my daughter and I. And the boys know they're not feeling it at all. That's how you can, well, how I judge things, by what you can do, your normal things. Once you start doing them again, you suddenly think, actually, you know, this is how I know I'm actually feeling better today. Mind you, my online shop only consists of cans of drink, well, different types of drink, bottles of drink. as I said yesterday, our diet has been cold drinks and paracetamol. Nobody fancies eating. I still don't think anybody's eaten today. Bob by the water. Hi, Bob. He says, are you feeling better? I feel so much better, Bob, today. Thank you. It's amazing how from one day to the next, you can see a huge improvement. I'm still testing positives, though. I did a test late afternoon, and I'm still positive. So I thought, because I'd sent my lateral flow tests through to the government website, and then they tell you how many days, you're, I don't know what you are. Anyway, I've got 3 days left. So I thought you had to stay in, but you don't. There aren't actually any rules presently. Stephen says it's too hot to eat, but can't stop drinking cold drinks. Yes, it's cold drinks that's got me through COVID, to be honest. Bottled water, anything cold. David says all the fun will start next weekend with the school holidays, David. Got to be better for that, haven't I? I hope you realise, people, I haven't put a film together for Wednesday yet. I don't know if there'll be a video. I might just do a live. I can't go anywhere and film, and I have got some footage that I haven't used, and I really don't think I have the energy to make a video. I know that sounds awful, but I just don't think I do. I can do a live. That's easy. Editing of a video, my brain just can't cope with that yet. But we're all right. I can play Scrabble again online. Stephen says London Bridge will be missing me. I know. I hope to get there for Sunday morning. I'll be fine by then. It's energy levels. David said, yes, school holidays, time to stay away for us. No, that's fair enough, isn't it? The sun is slowly getting lower, isn't it? Willis, he says, remind me not to visit Yarmouth until September. It's really busy now, before the school holidays have even started. They seem to be having a really good year in Great Yarmouth. I don't know if you look at the webcams, and it's, busy, really busy. When I did the open top bus up Regent Road, you could see from the seafront. Regent Road was heaving of people. Willisy says Great Yarmouth seems to have been done up. Looks painted up. Seems nicer, more cared for. Plus the new sports centre is looking fab also. I absolutely agree with you. I'm glad you spotted that, Willisy. Dave says, too many kids. I like kids, but I can't eat a whole one. I think, you know, even I get totally what you're saying. It's like, it's nice for families to be on the Broads, isn't it? But if you want a slightly quieter, calmer holiday, it's best to be not in the main 6 weeks of the season. Willisy says, nice to see Yarmouth in her former glory. John says, Mum always took us on holiday as kids to Great Yarmouth. There's, Martin says, we're heading to Yarmouth. Have you been to Yarmouth before, Martin? There's talk of regeneration on North Quay, making a riverside complex. So as you are heading to Breydon Water, you come go under the two bridges, don't you? And that corner piece where it turns left to go out to sea or right to cross Breydon, on that left piece, that's what they're talking about doing up, spending millions making a proper riverside complex, making a feature of it. That's what Great Yarmouth needs. We need money spent and bring back all the holiday makers again. Martin says, no, first time we always stayed on the northern rivers. Well, if you are you planning on going into Great Yarmouth? Because I did a video. Everybody asked me what is there in Great Yarmouth to do. So I thought, I need to make a video to show everybody. So I went on the open top bus and called in at most of the places along the seafront. I did the Big Wheel, Britannia Pier, showed the Crazy Golf, lots of different things, the new Marina Centre. Willis says, do you know Great Yarmouth has a city wall? And it's much more complete than Norwich's is. Yes. I've got a video on that too. Yes. If you look in my Great Yarmouth playlist, you'll find my Great Yarmouth Wall video. I think it's great now, actually, that I've covered so many places. And when somebody says, like Willisy just said about the town wall, I can say, yes, I filmed it. And I love filming different things because it's learning, isn't it? And there's nothing better than knowing what's around here locally and the history. Martin says, yes, have 4 little children to entertain and they've never been on the Broads with us. Don't think... Sorry about my cough. And don't think they would appreciate it the way we do. Oh, once they see the ducklings, the cygnets, and all the dogs that are on holiday, all the dogs have a wonderful time. Whenever I see dogs on boats, I always film them, because if you look at them, they're all smiling, they're all happy. Willisy says, the River Yare and Waveney are wider than the Bure, Thurne, Ant, more or less. I personally prefer the Northern Broads, but I do love the section of the Yare between Yarmouth and Cantley. Yes, and when obviously going past Reedham and Hardley Mill. Is it Hardley? Yes, Hardley Mill. Where it's got the actual material sails. Oh, it's beautiful, just before Cantley. I filmed it when I crossed Braden, when I did that trip. So there is a video on that if you'd like to see that. Willis is silly me, apostrophe not needed. Oh, don't worry about things like that. Honestly, you ought to see some of the messages that I end up sending people. It's ridiculous. Autocorrect and I do not go together. John says your next live should be on the scenic railway. Hardley Mill is the only mill in Norfolk still in daily use, since Mutton's Mill is under repairs, and Thurne is sold. Has Thurne actually sold, has it, Willisy? Oh, wow. Wonder what's going to happen there. I didn't realise it had been sold. I knew it was up for sale. David says, Vicky will not let me take a boat down to Yarmouth. Oh. I absolutely adore crossing Braden Water. But I happened to be there the same day as Hemsby Lifeboat and Gloucester Lifeboat, I think it was, were doing a training exercise on Braden Water. What are the chances of that? That'd be the day I go. That was brilliant. And I'd never seen... Andy says, hi, I do love the quiet of the southern rivers. The Waveney from Beccles to Girlston takes some beating. Clear water and so quiet. Oh, gin clear water. Martin says, I have 7 Pomeranians and 1 Jack Russell. We only bring the Jack Russell on the boat, as he's the only one who smiles, like a cat when sailing. Pomeranians just tap all the time, over and over and over. Yep. When I said tap, I thought, I'm sure you mean yap, but I'd already said it and then you typed that, yes. Willisy says Thurne isn't sold, but there is demand to keep it preserved as a mill and keep developers away from removing the sails. That would just be tragic, wouldn't it? Thank you to the new people just joining us. Thank you. Stephen says, we never know where you're going to take us next. That's part of the fun, isn't it? I think sometimes I only decide on the actual morning. Well, that I do. I get in the car and, before I leave, I say, I don't know where I'm going to go today. What am I going to film? I don't know. So sometimes I literally get in the car, and as I leave my village, it then depends whether I go straight across or right. And I literally do not know. So I'll go straight across, so that's towards Acle. So there's Acle, Upton, Ranworth, all along that side. And so I think, okay, I'll be heading that way. And then, or, you know, I could go to Poswick or Brundle Church Staithe. But now I seem to go along, you know, I'll go to Acle, go into Acle, and then I'll be doing along the Upton side. It's literally like that some days. I do not know where I'm going to film. And then suddenly that'll get some sort of inspiration and I'll end up at Upton. And, you know, and then I think, well, obviously something's going to happen today. And then when I filmed there before, obviously I didn't film the people, but this couple arrived and they placed a wreath on the river. So I didn't film them. David says, bye Lisa, my tomatoes need some love and affection. Thanks for joining us, David. Oh, I've missed some here, sorry. Willisy says, I like the Chet, the forgotten river off the Broads. Lovely trip down to Beccles. Willisy says, it's a listed building, so I'm not sure if it could be touched or not. Oh, let's hope. Let's hope the right thing is done. Yes, so that's the secret to my filming. I never know what I'm going to do. Anyway, this wreath. So I didn't film the couple, obviously, out of total respect to them. But I knew, I could tell exactly what they were going to do. And then once they'd walked away and were far enough away, that's then when I filmed the wreath on the river. And it was so, so beautiful. Now, I didn't know I was going to see that day, but somehow I just didn't know where I was going. I ended up at Upton, and then I had the privilege of witnessing that. So that's where I was meant to be. That's, you know, that's just how it goes. Stephen says, I don't like autocorrect. Sometimes I don't notice. Well, you know, I have dreadful trouble with autocorrect. Autocorrect and I have a love-hate relationship. It loves to make me say the wrong words, and I hate it with a passion. Willis says, is there anywhere you've filmed, gone to on the Broads that you've hated? Filming that wreath, you've immortalised it. And that person's memory forever, which is very sweet. Thank you, Willisy. I can't say that I've ever been anywhere that I don't like on the Broads, no. No. Let me have a think. No. No, I love everywhere about the Broads. See, I know some people say they don't like going on the river where there's just reeds either side. Well, I like that because you see all the little birds on the reeds, and So that I still like. But an actual place I don't like, no, there isn't one. Mark says, hi. Hi, Mark. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining us. Melissa says, I have a funny love-hate relationship with Ersted. Oh. How did you get on with the heat today, Mark? I'm glad you're well. I'm all right. I'm still positive. COVID positive. I did another test this afternoon. And I thought I had to be like, you know, in the original days, you had to be, as I kept saying, confined to barracks. But it seems now there are no rules and you can go out being positive. Well, I wouldn't go I wouldn't go anywhere where there's lots of people. I mean, I've come here, I'm in the middle of nowhere. Okay, cars pass occasionally, but there's no people here. And then I'll just go back and I'll stay in, you know, I'll only come out and do a live. Mark says, it's much too hot. I can't go on my boat in this heat. No, I saw online when you were saying about that, and people were saying that they had to get off their boats. It was so hot. I thought, oh my goodness, yes, it's like a greenhouse really, isn't it? Must be awful for people. Willisy says, the Staithe is lovely, but it's a pain to drive to, and you get some funny looks from locals for taking photos, not of their property, of course. Willisy, I don't know if you can remember when I did I do filming there? And I got the same vibes. So you're not alone, it's not just you. I think I was going to do a live, I can't remember. But yeah, as soon as you've got a camera out, that's it. When it says, nobody be able to catch it from a passing car. Mark says, people with their poor dogs, I know. Poor people. I think you're right, Willisy. Sorry, that's me gulping my drink. That's not meant to be a gulp. Sun looks nice now, doesn't it? The clouds. Mark says, have you ever hired a day boat to do some filming? I have actually, yes, Mark. I've hired from Roxham. I did that for my first 1,000 subscribers, where I then became monetized. So I filmed that celebration video from a day boat and went down from Roxham down towards Coltishall, turned around and came back. And then I've done various other day boats, but I need to take another one out because I've bits of the river that I need to fill in so that I've then filmed everywhere, which seems unbelievable to me that I'm getting to the stage that I've just about filmed everywhere. John says Millie is really suffering this evening. Millie is a dog. She's got the fan on her at the moment. Oh. Mark says nice. I'll have to find that one. Yes, that will be in my Roxham playlist. And I think it does say in the title, celebrating 1,000 subscribers. Willis says, have I ever filmed from the River Waveney or Suffolk in general? Last September, my friend and I, we went camping, and we camped at Reedham, and we had days out. And on one of the days, we went to Beccles, and we did the Big Dog Ferry. Have I got the right name? I think so. And we went down to Geldeston Locks and back. So that was really nice. And I have filmed, I don't think it'll be in my playlist because it was probably a while ago now. I have filmed the boat trip from Alton Broad. We go down past the church that looks like a tiered wedding cake. And then you come back. But really that side, Beccles, is quite a distance from here, from where I am. And I'm not really a fan of driving. Brisa says, I think I know that church. So I have done some, but not a lot. See, if I was to film, there would be big gaps with no boats going past if I filmed that section of the river. Willissy says people forget that the Broads are more or less divided. Only Braden Water connecting the two. Mark says, have you always lived in Norfolk? I've lived here since I was 13. Yes. But, so, and as I'm only 32 now, oh dear. Yeah, no, I've lived here a long time. Mark says 32. I'm 21. How long have you lived in Norfolk, Mark? I can see the screen of my phone clearer now that the sun has gone behind the cloud. Oh, is it coming back out again? Does strange things, doesn't it, as it goes down? Willissy says, lived in Norfolk since 2016 and Norwich itself since 2019. I know I'm not Mark, but wanted to answer any. That's fine, Willissy. Feel free to answer any questions. It doesn't matter. It's nice that everybody shares and participates and joins in. Mark says, I've lived in Hemsby coming up to 2 years now, but have been coming up to the Broads all my life and owned 8 boats. There are some wonderful boats on the Broads, aren't there? There really are. You know, there's not a day when I'm out filming that I don't see a boat come past and I go to myself, wow, that looks amazing. And it's not necessarily the new ones. You know, I like all sorts. I like the old classic ones when they're beautifully restored, or even if they're not restored, you know, they're still like. Willisy says, I love that even in winter people still go out on the Broads. Yes, they do, especially the syndicate boats, and you see them. But there's very few boats about in the winter, but more I feel this year than other years. In case I did say your name, pronounce your name wrong, can I just say Sal? Sal says, I love how Norfolk is so flat and you can see for miles. Absolutely, it's wonderful. There are some hills. I actually live on a hill, believe it or not. But it generally is flat and you can just see for miles. And so lucky that you can see the sunset beautifully as well. John says that sky now looks so beautiful. It does. And I love how it goes down and then you get the pink or the red. It's more pinky red, isn't it? Although on screen it looks orange, but to me it looks red. Sal says, of course. Thank you. Oh, Willisy, I just deleted your message by mistake. I'm so sorry. The messages go off after a while, and as I slid my finger up to reread them, somehow I've deleted it. Could you retype it? I'm so sorry. Sal says, would love to go cycling there. I love Norfolk, and of course, it'd be fun to do the Broads. Absolutely, yes. Always see lots of cyclists on the roads here. And there's Weaver's Way, which, the Dillham section, I've seen people cycling along Weaver's Way. Not all of it you can. Oh, thank you, Willisy. I'm so sorry about that. See, I need to hold the screen to get the message to stay. I always get blown away when I see a wherry, or when I see Wherry Maud, Albion, Hattle. Oh, I've got to be careful because it's happened again. Cancelled. They're all beautiful, especially in Sale. I love the wherries. I absolutely love them. I can just stand and watch them for endless hours. Oh, look how the sun is now. I wonder if we're going to see the ball of red. I am surprised, though, that after this intense heat, the sky isn't more dramatic. Sal says, I can't wait for the thunderstorms tonight. I'm sure I can smell the rain. Oh, rain would be... Oh, I thought there was something coming along my road. It's on the other road. I'm looking forward to the rain. Sal says, how long have I lived here? I've lived here since I was 13. Richard says, looks peaceful there. It's very peaceful watching the sunset. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to the other new people who've just joined us as well. For those of you who don't know, I'm in reps with Bostwick. I think I said when I did a live from here before, it's kind of on the boundary of being reps or being Martham. Strange how boundaries go, but we'll say reps because I don't feel it's Martham, but officially it is. I believe. I don't know. Salsa's beautiful. Hello to the new people just joining. We've just been having a chat about all things mainly to do about the intense heat today, but about boats, different places, Great Yarmouth. And now the sunset is giving us some lovely colours. Sal says hi. I think she's saying hi to the new people that have just joined. Which is very nice and welcoming, isn't it? As is Mark saying hello. Or are you and Sal chatting to each other? See, I can miss messages. Let me have a look. Hello to the new people, I believe. Stephen says you can even go to work with COVID, but I would stay at home and not pass it on. Absolutely, Stephen. Absolutely. I mean, I'm over the worst of the symptoms, but each day I get something new. But I couldn't risk giving it to other people still being positive. How could I live with that? That's not good, is it? Oh, Sal. Sal says, I'm saying hi as I'm a new person, just found you. Sorry, Sal, I get you. That was just the number of people in here watching went up. So that's what I meant. But that's lovely. Yes. Thank you for saying hi. Mark says, I know a bus driver who was told he had to come back to work with COVID. Sal says, I can work from home, luckily. Had COVID first time last month. It was awful. So painful and fatigue. It is, isn't it? Yes, it's... the aches and pains have been more prominent today. And what you can be fine 1 minute and the next you just think, oh my goodness. It's very weird. It really is. It's a strange virus, illness, whatever it is. It's not pleasant at all. I don't recommend it, and that's why I would not go anywhere if I was positive and risk giving it to anybody. So, Mark, was your friend better when they were told they had to go back to work? Or still ill? Sal says it takes a long time to get over flu virus, especially this one. Yeah, and did you keep getting different ailments each day, Sal? I mean, today I've got 2 bloodshot eyes. What's that about? You know, it's like, what will I have tomorrow? Cough today as well. Mark says, no, he had COVID. He was positive. Andy says, what a lovely sky. It's beautiful, isn't it? I'm hopeful that we're going to see the sun in full before it disappears from view, but you can never predict these things. But it's lovely how it's like yellow at the top, and then we've got peach, and then the red, or the dark orange more alike. If you wonder what the very slight tapping noise is, I don't know if you can pick that up. It's an irrigator in the field. Stephen says the sun is getting smaller. It is. But it's going to disappear, isn't it? Mark says it's hard to get a good photo of the sun or moon on camera. It is. You need a long distance, don't you? Sal says, I have fibromyalgia, so I'm used to aches and pains. Massive headache, very bad all over, body pain, temperature, blocked sinus, sore throat, then cough. Luckily, I didn't get any lasting ailments. You had all the symptoms, didn't you? Did you have the dizziness as well? I think my worst symptoms have been the headache, COVID headache, and the dizziness. At one point, I was having to hold on to the wall with both hands when I was walking about, and I would only walk if I really needed to. Oh, and exhaustion. Stephen says, you're younger than me. What, when I said I was 32? Yes. And what did Mark say? Mark said he was 21. Well, I've seen Mark, and Mark's seen me. So we won't let on Mark, okay? Willisy says, oh my God, Lisa, that sounds terrible. Honestly, COVID is horrific. It really is. And you just stay in bed all the time and sleep. Sal says, yes, was a little dizzy. The headache was horrendous. It is, isn't it? I nearly called, is it 101? Oh yeah, 111. The health phone line. I was a bit worried. You really have to keep on top of taking tablets every 4 hours just to try and stay on top of the pain. It's just horrific. I don't ever want to get it again. Mark says, am I retired from work? No, not yet. I do actually work part-time. I work part-time doing a normal job, and then the rest of the time doing YouTube, which I do treat as a job, but obviously you can't really class YouTube as a salary. Not unless you've many thousands of viewers. And I only have 2,500. Nearly 2,600. I think really you can only say you earn a decent wage from YouTube once you achieve in the region of about 50,000 subscribers. Sal says, I bet it takes a lot of time running a YouTube channel. It takes more time than you would think. Sal says, it's like a hobby for you, I suppose. Yes, it is. I treat it as a hobby, and then anything I earn from it is just a bonus. I just like being outside. I'm out filming all winter. You know, I've filmed in the snow. I've got videos in the snow. Mark says, I know someone, he has over 2 million subscribers on YouTube. Well, he will be doing very well for himself. Very well indeed. I can't see me getting thousands because of the niche of the Norfolk Broads. If it was something like a gaming channel, which is worldwide known, then yes, that's when you get your many thousands of subscribers. But doing something that is really only known in the United Kingdom, the Norfolk Broads, you know, my numbers are always going to be low. Sal says, gives you motivation to get out and about. Absolutely, it does. Yes. I'd rather be out and about. Well, it says I've done well to get over 5,000 on my group. You have. Done very well. Sal says, quality, not quantity. Oh, Sal, thank you. Mark says it took him 6 years to get his 5,000. Willissy says, hey ho Lisa, I've been doing my animations since 2015 and only have 50 subscribers. Doesn't bother me. Still do it because I love the fun. No, that's perfect. See, I enjoy what I do. You enjoy what you do. Nothing else matters, does it? Sal says, I love the light nights. I do. I love the light evenings. Yes. Willissy agrees 100%. I can just make out the very top part of the sun. Sal says, my budgie has a Facebook page. He has 500 followers. That is so lovely. That is so sweet. I did consider doing a page for Bertie, my cat, because he sits for his treats. He's been taught to sit. He gives a paw. You know, he's a house cat, so we have to keep him entertained rather than getting his entertainment from outside, chasing birds and mice and things. Willissy says, I shall disappear now. Got some errands and I will see you later, hopefully. You test negative soon. Take care. Willissy, thank you so much for joining us all here this evening. Mark says, don't forget you are a moderator in my group. I know. I sometimes, you know, when I flick through and I see, oh, this post is waiting to be approved, and I think, oh, I don't feel I can approve anything. I don't. I know you made me a moderator so I could add my videos, but if I don't think my video is good enough, I don't add it. Sal says, me too, I'm off. It's been lovely chatting. Oh, I've subscribed, so we'll chat again soon. Thank you for subscribing. If you click the notification for all notifications, then you'll know when I'm next live. Thank you for joining us. Mark says you definitely can. What? Okay, your posts, you mean, or add my videos that I don't think are good enough. Stephen says, I've done that with my cat. made him sit for treats. It's so sweet, isn't it? Both. Oh, thank you, Mark. Well, I said, I don't know if you were here when I said, because normally I put a video out on a Wednesday, and I have some footage in reserve, but I just don't feel I've got the energy to make a video. So there might not be a video tomorrow, but I'll try and do another live. And I never, oh, doesn't the sky look pretty all of a sudden? I never add my lives, if people find them in a couple of weeks' time, something like that, then all well and good, but I don't promote them as such. Oh, charming. I just need to remove report. Right, have we got rid of all those? We haven't. Yeah, there's just so many coming through at once, Mark. I am blocking, reporting, and blocking each one. Thank you. They know it's time consuming, so they send so many at once. Right, so I've got to delete this one. It is very frustrating. It is. I don't know if they're still on your screen, but although they are blocked and deleted, they still appear on my screen. Yes, very frustrating. Hopefully they've gone now. They've done their little bit and gone. They're all robot generated though, aren't they? Great idea. Mark says he's blocked them, so he can't see them now. Hello to the new people just joining. We've been watching the sunset. We're now left, the sun is gone, and we're left with this beautiful pink tinge in the sky and a bit of grey. Some peach clouds at the top. It's surprising how busy this little road is. I didn't realise as many people use this. Hello to the new people. John says, just subscribed. Like your Broads videos. I miss not having a boat on the Broads, but thankful for the 20 plus years on them. Oh, thank you for subscribing, John. Mark says, I'm going now. Enjoy the rest of your evening, my friend. Thank you, Mark. Thanks for coming by and saying hello and chatting away to us all. I hope the weather cools soon so you can get back out on your boat. I don't know if it will come into view for you, but out to my right, over this field, is a buzzard flying around. Looking for its evening meal, I presume. Stephen says, sorry, I have to go too. Got an early start in the morning, 4 o'clock. Oh, Stephen, that's still the middle of the night. You actually start work at 4, or you have to get up at 4. Whatever it is, that can't be right. Thank you for joining us. Hope it's cooler at work for you tomorrow. Stephen says, up at 4 and in at 5. Have a great evening. And you too. Do you think that's the farmer whose field I'm sat in the gateway to? Do you think he wonders what I'm doing here? We're just sat here filming and watching sunset, aren't we? And now it looks very pretty. I probably should think about ending this anyway, I think. How long have we been? We've been live for 94 minutes. Oh. John says, I like the London Bridge ones, though we dislike there being more there. I like the London Bridge ones, though we dislike there being more there. With our first boat right by the bridge, nightmare at times, we ended up more at Brundle in the end. Stephen says, bye, catch you next time. Bye, Stephen. I think I'm going to go myself, if you all don't mind. And just as I say that, more people join. Oh, thank you to those of you who are just joining. I was just about to go off live. So thank you all for joining. I hope you enjoyed sunset. We had a lovely chat amongst us all. I'll try and be live again tomorrow evening. Stig says, just seen it, sorry. Don't worry, Stig. Thank you for joining. John says, no, night, catch you again. Get well soon. Thank you so much, John. this live will, or YouTube will upload it generally about an hour after I switch it off, Stig. So you'll be able to watch the live on replay if you wished. But I've been live 96 minutes, so I think I ought to go, if that's all okay. And I'll try and do another live tomorrow night, okay? Hope it's not too hot again tomorrow for you all. Thanks for joining. Oh, Richard. Richard says, take care. Thank you for joining us, Richard. Stig says, probably will do. Stay well. Bye, everyone.